October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and it is a topic that is given even more attention than usual this year. From NFL players to local tragedies, domestic violence constantly making headlines these days. Now, there is help available, and updates to the laws are now on the way. News 8's Ken Pierce live in our New Haven newsroom with more on all these efforts. Ken.
And Keith, right around the corner from us over at New Haven City Hall, they are launching a campaign right now. You're going to see ads on buses, on the internet. You're going to hear them on the radio, all of them encouraging people to call the statewide hotline number if they are being abused by a partner. And meanwhile, Senator Richard Blumenthal was right here in our studio earlier this morning to talk about his efforts to stop domestic violence. What happened in February between Ray Rice and his then-fiancée turned this into Domestic Violence Awareness Year. Hashtags Why I Stayed and Why I Left were everywhere on social media. But the NFL first gave Rice just a 2-game suspension. That reaction and the number of other domestic violence cases in the league have Connecticut's senior senator calling for an end to the NFL exemption from federal antitrust rules.
I want to make that special exemption, which is a source of so much money, conditional on the NFL doing more to prevent domestic violence among its players.
Senator Blumenthal is also working on a bill named after Lori Jackson. She was killed last May in Oxford. Her estranged husband, Scott Gallatley, is accused of shooting her. Even though she had a protective order against him, he was still allowed to keep his guns.
Her estranged husband was under a temporary protective order, but the law right now only applies to permanent restraining orders. And so she was a victim not only of her estranged husband, but a loophole in the law that enabled him to continue to have his guns.
The Lori Jackson Domestic Violence Survivor Protection Act would close that loophole. Statistics show each year in Connecticut more than a dozen people are killed by an intimate partner. We hit 11 so far in September. The mindset that causes victims to stay was summed up well by a Naugatuck woman who needed 300 stitches after police say her boyfriend threw her onto train tracks.
That's a part of us that are victims of domestic violence want to believe that we're worth it, that nobody who says they love us would want to hurt us like that. And it's not true. It doesn't get better. It doesn't get better. It gets worse.
But there are ways to get help and make it better yourself.
Women who have the courage and strength ultimately will better their lives and their children's as well by mustering that bravery and coming forward, seeking those services that are available.
And you should remember that help is as close as your phone. There is a statewide domestic violence hotline. The number is 888-774-2900. Again, that's 888-774-2900. Live in the New Haven newsroom, I'm Kent Pierce. Keith, back to you.